Ryan wiped grease from his hands as his salvage ship, the Rust Bucket, descended toward Zarian 7, a moon the galaxy had dubbed Death's Doorstep. The irradiated wasteland was where the proud Draconian Empire dumped everything they deemed worthless: broken ships, obsolete technology, and apparently people. The distress beacon had been weak, almost lost in the cosmic static. Most species would have ignored it. But Ryan had learned something in his 30 years of fixing what others threw away. Sometimes the most broken things just needed someone who cared enough to try. His boots crunched on crystallized sand as he followed the signal through a graveyard of twisted metal and alien machinery. The radiation meter on his wrist clicked steadily, not immediately lethal for a human, but deadly to most species over extended exposure. That's why they'd chosen this place for their refuse. Behind a crashed luxury transport, he found her. Emma sat with her back against the wreckage, scaled arms wrapped around her knees. Her once proud dragon wings hung limp, their golden membranes torn and faded. The ornate marriage robes she wore were now tattered and stained with the moon's toxic dust. When she looked up at Ryan's approach, her amber eyes held no hope, only the hollow acceptance of the abandoned. "Another scavenger," she said in accented standard, her voice carrying the melodic tones of her people. "Take what you wish. I have nothing left to defend." Ryan knelt beside her, noting the marriage collar around her neck, a symbol that marked her as a bride-to-be. "What happened here?" Emma's laugh was bitter. "I am 73 years old. Ancient by draconian standards for a bride. My intended took one look at me and declared me too old, too worn. The family elders agreed." She gestured weakly at the desolate landscape. "So they brought me here to die with dignity as tradition demands." 73? Ryan sat back on his heels. "That's it? You mock me. Lady, I'm 30. You know what 73 is to a human? Prime of life. Hell, my grandmother's 95 and still kicks my ass at poker every Sunday." Something flickered in Emma's eyes. Surprise, maybe even hope. You don't find me ancient? Decrepit?" Ryan studied her properly. Beneath the grime and exhaustion, her scales shimmered like burnished gold. Her features held the sharp elegance of her species, and those amber eyes burned with intelligence that spoke of decades of wisdom. She was magnificent. "Are you kidding?" "You're gorgeous." Emma stared at him as if he'd spoken in an alien tongue. "I don't understand." "Your species bonds with the aged? My species bonds with who we choose." Ryan stood and extended his hand. "Come on, let's get you out of here." "Where would I go?" "I am exiled, cast out. With me." The words came out before Ryan could think them through, but he didn't regret them. "Look, I know this is crazy, but I've been alone out here for 5 years. You need someone who won't abandon you, and I need someone who gets that being different isn't the same as being worthless." Emma looked at his outstretched hand for a long moment. "You would truly take me? A discarded bride, past her prime, with nothing to offer?" "Nothing to offer?" Ryan grinned. "You're a draconian engineer, aren't you? Your people built half the tech in this galaxy, before you got all obsessed with tradition and purity. I'm a mechanic who can barely keep his own ship running. We'd make a hell of a team." Slowly, Emma placed her scaled hand in his human one. The touch sent warmth through both of them. Not romantic love, not yet, but recognition. Two outcasts who'd found each other in the void. As Ryan helped her to her feet, Emma asked, "Your customs, do they allow for immediate bonding?" "Immediate?" Ryan considered this. "Well, there's Vegas, but that's back on Earth. Out here." He activated his ship's communication system. "Computer Access Salvage Guild Regulations, Section 12, Subsection C. Regulation 12C permits ship captains to perform emergency marriages in deep space." The computer's voice echoed across the wasteland. Emma's eyes widened. "You're a captain?" "Of a one-man salvage operation, but technically, yeah." Ryan took both her hands in his. "Emma of the Draconian Empire, will you marry this crazy human and help him fix things nobody else wants to bother with?" Tears traced down Emma's scaled cheeks as she nodded. "Ryan of Earth, I will." The ceremony was brief, just the two of them, the computer as witness and the vast starfield overhead. When it was done, Emma's marriage collar fell away, its pre-programmed dissolution triggered by new vows. She was free. Later, as the Rust Bucket lifted off from the Death Moon, Emma sat in the co-pilot's seat, studying the ship's systems with hungry eyes. This plasma conduit configuration is terribly inefficient, she observed. Tell me about it. Thing breaks down every other week. I could redesign it, improve efficiency by 40% at least. Ryan smiled as he watched his new wife, his wife, already planning improvements. The Draconian Empire called her too old, worthless, past her prime. They'd thrown away a brilliant engineer because she didn't fit their narrow standards. Their loss was humanity's gain. You know what the best part about humans is? Ryan said as they jumped to hyperspace. What? We've never met a lost cause we didn't want to fix. Emma leaned back in her chair, a real smile crossing her features for the first time in weeks. Then we are perfectly matched, my husband, for I have never met a broken thing I didn't want to improve. In the vast darkness of space, two outcasts had found their home, not in a place but in each other.